why I absolutely hate the process of building my van. All in this video. It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR. Create life according to your rules. Look, building the van, it was really important for me. First of all, because I didn't want to enrich the rich and pay them rent for a house that they bought for nothing, and I would probably never in my life afford such a house. So I needed some option to get out of making myself poor and enriching the rich. For me, that was one of the main motivators. Because building a van with no experience at all, no experience in building, no connections and no friends who are willing to help you, I knew that will be really tough process, really hard. But I couldn't imagine how hard it will be, because I consider myself a calm person. But when I started building the van, yes, of course, I was excited. I was quite positive about it. But then I realized each day I was building it, how difficult it was. And what was the difficult part? First of all, you know nothing about building and construction. When I was going to the shop to buy some screws or whatever, for me it was Chinese. Because in my situation, my dad, I think, also hated all this building and all this stuff. When he needed to fix something or build something for our apartment overseas, yes, he was always angry, yelled and screaming, so I just couldn't be around him while he was doing that. And that made me, and left me with a lack of experience in building and construction. And also because I rented most of my life, and when I got older and was able to make money and work, already all the house prices got inflated in Israel. Until I moved and immigrated to New Zealand, when the house prices in 2010, 11 was super low, super affordable. It took me a while until I got my residency, and then I couldn't afford house here as well. Building a van in New Zealand is the only way for me to live. Otherwise, I won't be able to invest and put money aside. I always looked at how to build vans on YouTube and stuff, but the problem with YouTube that a lot of the materials, even the measurements, are different, because most of the videos are from the US, not from New Zealand. And it was hard for me to do this conversion. Then, to start doing it, also you need to invest a lot of money in tools. But let's say I bought the basics. I bought some screwdrivers, I bought some circular saw, jigsaw, and of course some electric drill. And I didn't know how to use any of these, but I said, okay, I'll figure out. And then I need to cut some wood. So cutting the wood for me, predominantly straight, was the most difficult part, because I was renting a 1/4 of a house, and it was the surface outside. At least I had some place outside to do the work, but the surface was downhill. So it was really difficult for me to find space that I could cut straight, and of course to have a workshop that is covered, not open to wind and snow and rain. I didn't have this option. So I went to a different community shed or something, no? But none of these places really wanted people who build in their vans and using their tools. Even though they had like 20 jigsaws or whatever, they weren't welcoming people who temporarily wanted to use the tools, even though they could pay the membership and everything. So, but they weren't welcoming. Only people who want to stay permanently there and work regularly and do some stuff, but not building vans or stuff for vans. They weren't really happy about it. Another thing, I didn't have any mentor or someone who can help me or teach me how to build. People who I, like online, I tried to approach, they wanted, okay, I can do it for you. And they wanted, of course, quite a lot of money for it, which said, okay, what's the point of saving money on rent and spending all that amount of money on building the van. So I said, no, I must do it myself. I also want to learn how to actually do it. I want to learn. So I struggled to find people who could join me in the process, especially in New Zealand. And like I said, when you are very friendly and open person, but you are isolated because you come from different culture, view, whatever the reasons, that nothing socially really happening for me here, yes. If you want to do some projects, you will struggle because you don't have this experienced person who kind of helping you. Like if you see in YouTube van builds, always there was someone who somehow guided or helped in the beginning or even later to build the van, but not in my case. In my case, the hardest part was doing it completely alone. Also, my partner supported with some kind of decorative part and stuff like that, but the majority of work I need to do myself. And also I did a lot of mistakes, and also my body also began to be painful because, for example, I didn't know how to kneel properly while cutting something, and also I didn't have a proper environment and not the right table, or didn't have table at all in the beginning. So then my knees became to be really, really bad, and to the point that I barely could walk. But the hardest part for me, like, okay, how do I put the ceiling? Okay, how do I put the floor? I really didn't know how to do all these things. And honestly, I was kind of scared doing the mistakes. I had some kind of unexplained anxiety. Probably something from my childhood regarding construction and stuff. Because if I break something, my parents will yell at me, oh, why are you breaking stuff? So I was quite scared to do any mistakes. And any mistakes or mismatches, I was really panicking. And it took me a while to overcome it. Even till now, I didn't do it. I didn't heal it till the end because it's so ingrained in the beginning of my life that it still sticks till this day. But even if you know some stuff, still you come to a point that you have completely no idea how to do something, and then you also don't have the person who kind of will rescue you from this unknownness, and that also was really difficult for me. I don't know what to do, and then okay, it's just pointless to continue doing that and that. But what kept me going is, okay, if I won't put any input in this build, so no progress will happen. No progress will happen, and each week that is passing by, I'm paying another $500 and another $500 that enriching my landlord and making me poorer. And the humiliation and the pain from that fact just said, okay, I just need to find whatever. And it was really difficult to find people, but I went to the car fairs when they sell in vans, and I talked to people as much as possible, and then I found some people who could help me with making power or doing some stuff. And I must say that the majority of people that helped me, all people that helped me, been from overseas. One from South Africa, one from England, and one from Netherlands. Three main people that helped me in some parts of the van build. One of them asked for some basic amount of money. The other ones just came to New Zealand and we just built the van. So we just enjoyed each other's company. And then when I knew at least the basics, I could do the majority myself. Then I was less anxious doing the build. But again, the hardest part was being just hopeless with the van and knowing that you're in this place, this country, you're foreign, alone, and no one can help you. And that was the difficult part. But also each time you don't have the right screws, or you don't have the right, even till this day I didn't have really the best tools to build my van. I bought the basics, and of course basic tools are not so nice to work with because they're too basic, and I didn't want to buy really expensive tools because I just need another month or so and my van will finish. I don't need to continue doing this anymore. Then I'm going to move into it. And when I finished the process, I said, oh, thank God, the build is finished. Because I didn't mostly enjoy it at all. Oh, this is a nice park. So again, if I had a nice workshop, nice people around me who build in vans, that was really good. And also someone who can guide me, teach me how and what to do, I probably will really enjoy it. Before buying the van, I offered my services to people who build in vans, and I just helped them for free for the experience. And I went to one guy. I was driving 60 kilometers south just to help him out with his builds. And I told him, look, I'm completely beginner and I need you to be patient with me and I'll get better with time. And he said, yes, of course, you come in the right time. Come in the right time, and I'll help you out, I'll teach you everything, you'll be really good at that. we'll probably make a business together in the future. So it's really encouraged me. So I felt for a moment, wow, maybe I found someone that could really somehow grow in the construction stuff. So I came to him 3 times, and let's say the majority of the time I wasn't doing much because he was with his clients and I was helping him with sales and also with the clients. And I waited for this 1 or 2 hours to actually do something with my hands, but he wasn't patient enough to show me what and how to do. And eventually told me, okay, next time don't come. Yes, you see, that's the honesty. The majority of the honesty that I receive here from people. Encourage you and motivate you to do one thing and then say another thing. No commitment at all, you see, like I was so investing my time and money, driving all the way to him, offering, asking nothing, just give me some time to experience to work. And other thing I tried is go to like woodworking workshops, and I cited a few of them, and I did 1 or 2 lessons, but then I noticed they all focused on things like repairing chair or repairing some old cupboard or building some small bench. But when I wanted to do some project for the van, let's say cabinets, that was impossible because it was short term. The instructor couldn't divide his attention because there were a lot, additional 20 people, and also it was kind of low beginner level. So basically, after 2 sessions, I stopped going because I was wasting my time. I couldn't get the attention I needed, the experience I needed. I just couldn't get it. So everywhere I went, I just received a wall. I want to do that, a wall. I want to do that, a wall. And even the specific construction things, for example, making a hole in the floor of the van. So because I didn't have the right tools, I really struggled. It took me so much effort and energy to make a hole that I said, oh, I just can't do it anymore. But I did it. So of course, with good tools, that probably will take 10 minutes. But because I had really weak tools, it took me a few hours. Yeah, so I've done it, and then afterwards I thought maybe, oh, okay, that probably can be a good business. But I said, okay, no, I'm not going to do this anymore because, or at least until I'll get the right people in my world or the right place that I can do these things. Fortunately here, I had none. I said, okay, just screw it. It doesn't worth my energy. At least I have somewhere to live. And with this country I already understand that there will be no future in friendships or relationship here. So I just need to accept the reality and not to try breaking the wall with my bare hands, which is useless. And this is the wisdom of life. You need to know when to stop wasting your time on something that will never happen, because probably there is better, more suitable place that life will be way better for you. That's why this immigration story needs to end. And maybe new immigration story needs to begin. Choose better, wiser, and open my eyes to see what's really happening. And yes, I gained my skills in construction and building, really happy about that. But the cost was quite substantial. Eventually I repaired my knees, I went to the gym and exercised more and more, so eventually I managed to heal my knees, and you can see I'm walking quite fine. But for a few months it was very painful. I was scared that I damaged my knees for good, and luckily I didn't. So yeah, I didn't film my van build mostly because I was so angry and devastated most of the time, most of the build, that I just didn't want to show that in camera. It was really ridiculous and disappointing process. Not as fun as you would see in other videos, unfortunately. It's time for you to create life according to your rules. CLATYR. Create life according to your rules.